Okay, now that I have the floaty cloak, I can get out of this area. The big Antimech won't wake up. It surely is destroyed under all that rubble, right? Well, nope. Bro is alive and well and wants to beat me up. The fight itself was honestly quite fun. Simple attacks meant it was fast to learn. The side swipes you could dodge by just jumping and gliding for a bit over them, and the slams on the platform were decently telegraphed. The only two problems I could see here is that the slam attack could look like it hits in a different area before moving sideways a bit, but you can learn the exact area it hits after a few times it does the attack. You will realize that it moves slightly to the left or to the right and hits a different platform. The other problem is that sometimes you can't really make out what the next attack of the boss is because the size of it, and that the swipe coming in from one side, so if you're trying to dodge something else you might just not pay attention to the swipe telegraph. Otherwise, it was a good fight. Other than me falling in lava 10 seconds later while trying to make it back to the bench. Anyways, before going further though, I want to ask you the YouTube thing. Why not leave a like, comment, or even subscribe? Thanks. I found a cool tool that came in clutch a bunch of times in the future. That was the warding bell, which gives you some protection when you use the bind to heal. If you get hit while binding, the heal will be interrupted, but you will not take the extra hit. It also deals some damage, and if you do get the timing well, you can finish the heal while also still triggering the retaliation from the bell. I found Sherm again, and I swear to God, if something happens to this bug, I will kill everyone in the room and then myself. Sorry, me being unhinged aside, there's also a scammer there. The dude really wants 30 rosaries just to enter the room, on top of him selling stuff, and the exit closes itself once you get out of the room, and you have to pay again. Insanity. Though, I didn't know at the time, you can actually make the door stay open by sitting on the button inside and hitting the gear mechanism at the top of the door. I want to see him repair that now. I did do some pretty cool platforming puzzle, and after getting through the final wind current, I made it to Greymore. This place looked really cool in the trailers, and honestly I'm excited to explore it. I didn't know what would await me later in this area at this point. I went left and ended up in an area with a bar of sorts, a tavern I guess. Inside I found one NPC from the release trailer that tried to kiss Hornet. Yes, I found New. I hope that's how you say the name. Interestingly enough, it is New that gives you the Hunter Journal. I was wondering when I would be able to get this, but I didn't expect it to be here. Other than that, there's a bench and a barkeeper where you can actually buy drinks. If you can get drunk Hornet in this game, that'd be kinda weird. Further into Greymore, I ended up getting to a very long flat surface. This game is filled with these and makes me think I will fight the boss every 5 minutes. Well, this time I was right, and there is a boss there. I believe this was the first part where I felt truly frustrated by the game. The long run back through some annoying enemies that can deal 2 damage, combined with the boss itself having a second phase that took me by surprise, and it also took a while to get used to. The weird part is that once I understood how to dodge those flying discs, the fight became way easier. Sure, it was still hard, but not as much as the first try at the boss. This was also where the healing system also became something I didn't really like at the moment, because I was thinking, why can't you use half the spool for one mask and the full spool for 3 masks, you know, as a sort of in-between what players would like. Give us the possibility of healing less if they want to, but while also making it generally worse because you use a lot more spool for a single masks, you know, use 4 for 1 mask instead of 8 for 3. I finally defeated the boss, and the reward was a beautiful cutscene showing a haunted bell heart. I didn't expect to see the town like this. I thought it would just be a normal city. The place looks creepy, and in the way that the NPCs are hanging in the air. The thing is, I initially didn't know what I had to do, as I thought the quest would be done and finished in the town itself, rather than having to go to the left in order to explore new areas to get above Bellheart. So because of that, I decided to do some other stuff and then come back later. Said other stuff included a hunt where it looks like I had to hunt enemies made specifically for this quest. I had hoped that this was a thing and there would be some cool enemies exclusive to hunts, and it looks like I was right. The reason I wanted this is to make some of the hunts actually satisfying, because if every hunt was just kill X enemies that you have already killed before, it would be very boring. I also found the first chest of the playthrough, and it's behind some red fruit parkour. The diagonal pogo will be the death of me until I get properly used to it. After that, I went back to the giant ant mini-boss and managed to defeat it, since now I have the dash ability. I have also seen some small ants on the ground, which is a really nice detail, and it looks like they carry anything you destroy or kill. It's kinda cute. So now comes the source of frustration for many people, myself included. An optional area called Hunter's March. Protected initially by the ant mini-boss, followed by redfoot parkour into an area filled with tanky enemies that deal lots of damage, traps, and at the end an arena which took me a really long time. The interesting thing is that hindsight is 2020, because you can make the area so much easier by coming here with the Wanderer or Reaper crest for the parkour, and you can also get a needle upgrade slightly after entering Bellheart for the first time, which will give you more damage. I will 100% agree with people complaining about this area, but the thing is, this game is a Metroidvania after all. We can just go into a different direction if we can do something and come back later. Still, the arena will show up in my nightmares going forward. After finally beating that damn arena, I met with Chakra to give me the map and made it to a bench. A bench that was a trap. What is wrong with you, Team Cherry? This is literally evil in my opinion. But I genuinely love the fact that Team Cherry is not afraid to do stuff like this, because it genuinely fits the area that you're in. After a bit more exploration, and the part that reminded me of the farewell level from Celeste, I made it to another boss inside of the Chapel of the Beast. It took a couple tries, but to me at least the boss wasn't that bad, unlike a future version of it I fought later. The moves of the Beastfly itself are pretty easy to dodge as long as you left yourself enough room, as the boss does track what height you are at for some of its dashes. The most annoying part here would be the extra enemies the boss summons. I don't get why some bosses need to have summons. Anyway. After the fight, I was able to get something pretty cool, and that is a new crest. Unfortunately, I didn't really like it, since it's basic attack felt it had a very short range, and the pogo looked worse than the diagonal one, so it just stayed in my inventory. That's it for this episode. Fun areas, annoying areas, hard areas. They all make up this game. Honestly, even Whole Knight had some areas that for a first playthrough were horrendous, like Deep Nest. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, I also hope to see you all in the next one.